I'm Cooper Burke, and welcome to Overtime Heroics MMA. I'm here with the one and the only REckless Rico Tally.
Let's
How you
go.
doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Just had a good weekend, uh, ready to be back in the swing of things.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so your next bout is up in your home state of Wisconsin, NAFC Colosseum. You're fighting Joey VonBlakenburg. Any thoughts about him so far?
I know he's an older guy. He's like 31. He trains with Max Holloway, so he comes out of a good camp. He's mainly a grappler. So I got nothing but respect for him, So I think it's gonna be a great fight, and it's really gonna test to see where I'm at as far as like, my level and where I'd improve, especially from my last fight in January. And I think it's gonna be a good fight, and I just can't wait to get in there and do my thing.
I think you're definitely spot on there. He trains with some great guys over there, but tell me a little bit about Riversport. I see the shirt. There's some great guys that come out of those gyms. The Pettis brothers, all those guys. I mean, what's it like? Training with the best of the best over there.
Man, it's a grind every day. You know what I'm saying? When you got guys like Sergio Pettis, Rafion Stops when he was there, Manuel Sanchez, Christian Rodriguez, even like the up and coming amateurs, you know what I'm saying? They're coming at your head. So the environment is great. Then, you know what I'm saying? I get them world class training from Duke and, Scott Cushman and Gerald Mercer in our GM3, what I'm saying, who runs the grappling classes. So, I mean, I'm at the best place where I want to be for my career. I mean, I could literally pick anybody's brain as far as like knowledge and just advice goes.
I mean, is there anybody that you personally go to in terms of picking their brain? Obviously you've got Rafion Stock, but I mean, there's all these guys, Pascal Kraus, um, Chico Camus. I mean, there's so many
Yeah,
people you go to. Like, who in particular is your go-to guy?
usually probably Sergio, you know what I'm saying? Because Sergio, I relate more to him because he's kind of been there, done that, up and coming guy, been through the struggle, was poor, trying to make something of himself. So I go to Sergio a lot, even just not even for like fighting techniques or nothing, just life advice, you know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm keeping my mindset clear and I'm on the right path. So I go to Sergio. I tend to go to him a lot.
That's awesome. You know, it's pretty interesting. You found yourself in this gym full of a lot of elite guys. Did you ever see yourself, as an amateur? Did you know this is what you wanted to do? And if so, how did you kind of get on that path?
I always knew it was something I wanted to do. It's just a matter of how would I go about it full time and being able to, like, you know what I'm saying, pay my bills and all those things. So, I mean, the way I went about it is I started training way back in like 2013, right? I wrestled in high school, all that good stuff. And eventually during like my freshman year of high school, I found a MMA gym that did jiu-jitsu and I was interested, signed up, stuck with it for years. And then I had the opportunity to train at Riversport, so I went up there, trained, checked it out, got offered the Showtime scholarship, which pretty much just like pays for training, it helps you become a pro, guides you, put you on the right steps essentially. And then I just ended up fighting there, and now I train full time and I teach, so living the fighter dream day in, day out.
That's awesome. What's the best thing about that? Obviously you're living your dream, but I mean, are there any lessons that you've been able to take away from, earning that Showtime scholarship and finding a place in the gym full time?
Yeah, it's definitely been an experience because it's teaching me like all the time to just stay disciplined and stay humble. Because, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not better than nobody else. I'm just a man just trying to grind, fulfill his dreams like any other person that has like a passion about something. So it definitely keeps me humble and disciplined all the time.
I mean, are there any goals for the end of the year? Obviously, you're still with NAFC. Do you have a goal? I mean, winning a title there, or are there any bigger goals? Clue me in a little bit on what your plans are for the rest of the calendar year, as far as just this next bout and whatever comes after.
Yeah, so my goals for this year, I want to get at least four fights in this year, and I want to hopefully by this time next year be in like a major promotion, whether it's Bellator, UFC, PFL, anything like that, and just be a world champion. That's always gonna be the dream.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of guys. There's plenty of guys your age at this division. Are there any other, I don't want to say like regional guys. Are there any other prospects you've got your eye on that aren't necessarily in major promotions, or maybe are in major promotions but they haven't really made a splash yet?
I would say Christian Rodriguez for sure. He's an up and coming guy. He just made his UFC debut, so he's on the come up. My boy Jeremy Strobel, he's an amateur. He fights May 6th in LFA. Another upcoming guy, my boy Brandon. He's a lightweight that trains with us. He's 3-0, still an amateur, but like dude, super talented, super good. And there's just a few guys who are like up and coming on the rise that I see like going somewhere super soon.
So as an amateur, you were pretty consistent, but as you amateur, you had those last two losses to Pierre Hampton and Mike Esco. I don't want to kind of bring up old wounds or anything. But was there ever a moment when like maybe this isn't for me, or were you just sold on it 100%?
Yeah, I mean, like anything in life, you always have your setbacks, right? And for every great setback, there's a great comeback. So you know what I'm saying? Despite the defeats, I was always in my mind, okay, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna get back, I'm gonna work on my mistakes, I'm gonna get better, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna avenge those losses, whether it's as an amateur, as a pro, and then I'm gonna just keep going, you know what I'm saying? And it was always points in my life where I was like, yeah, maybe sure I should be doing something else, so like working a 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, that was never something I really wanted to do or pursue. And like I always knew I was gonna be fighting,
Was that kind of like as like a mentality thing? Like, there's some guys that are like, I always got into fights, or was it just something you wanted to explore as a means of kind of branching out?
I mean, really, like I wouldn't have got into it if it wasn't for my mom. My mom was always like, I want you to defend yourself. I want you to be the person that's not getting bullied or bullying people. So it was always just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna protect myself if it ever comes down to it, So I mean, that's kind of like how I got into like this sport.
That's awesome, man. You've been in the sport for a little while.
Yeah.
Just about 5 years. But you didn't. You picked up your first professional win in January.
Yep.
Tell me what that feeling's like, man. What's it like getting your hand raised and being, this is my job now. I'm a professional.
Yeah, it was definitely like that. I was riding on like that cloud 9 moment for a couple of days. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh man, I'm kind of like the stuff right now. It felt like super ecstatic, like all the sacrifices, all the work, the hard weight cut, not eating the stuff I really wanted to eat, not seeing my friends, my family. It was worth it all at the end of the day. So there's nothing that compares to that feeling.
I'm sure. You mentioned, it's funny, you mentioned not eating stuff you meant to eat. There's another lightweight who's famous for that. I've actually interviewed him before, Paddy Pimblett. Do you have any? I love that guy. But do you have any favorite foods? Any home cooking that you love to eat?
I really enjoy meatloaf and lasagna. That's usually like those are my best home cooked meals from back in the day.
Yeah, those are good, man. Are those you're just straight out of once you're out of camp? That's where you're gonna go to.
Yeah, that's my go-to. Or like usually I like honey buns and like peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah, is it peanut butter or the peanut?
Oh, peanut butter M&Ms. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Fire.
those are absolutely those are my favorite.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, so just to get a little bit back on track, Joey VonBlakenburg, he's kind of hit a 3-fight skid. Has that changed your perspective at all? I mean, obviously you said you respect him, but I mean, do you feel any more confident based on his recent form, or is it just go in there, kind of like any given Sunday kind of thing, or do you think that anything can happen, or you more on your guard?
I'm more on my guard because when you get somebody that's 0-3, 0-4, right? Those guys are usually very dangerous because they got something to prove. They really want to get that first win. And like, you can't just look at the guy's record, right? You get guys that are like 0-2, but like they probably fought like 2 killers or like 2 guys who probably in the UFC right now. You know what I mean? So the record doesn't always define who they are as a fighter, essentially. So you got to respect everybody in this game.
That's an impressive perspective you've got there. You know, I don't really know a lot of guys that are, you know, 25 your age that are looking at the game like you are. Is your mental game something that's like, do you consider that another aspect of your, like, another tool to say, like a 5 tool? Are you kind of a 5 tool guy, but is your mental game kind of a second edge for you?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's something like a major tool that's in my arsenal, because I've always been like mentally strong, and always been one of those guys like you can't break me with like words, or even if I get beat and something like that, right? I always are just mentally tough.
That's great. You know, coming into this camp, you know, what's your mindset? Obviously, you want to pick up the win, but is there anything you personally feel like you need to work on? You know, don't tell me everything, but you know,
Yeah.
what did you pick up from the last fight that you're trying to turn over and improve upon, and maybe change in this next bout?
I mean, the last fight, you know what I'm saying, not to reveal too much, it was just working to certain positions and just being more vicious. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the last fight, I was doing what I wanted to do, but I was maybe being a little bit too nice, or maybe being a little bit lackadaisical compared to now, where I could be more aggressive in certain positions, make them pay for every spot I'm in, whether I'm on my back, on the feet, on the ground. So this fight just being a little bit more ferocious.
Do you mean like recognizing certain compromising situations and taking advantage of them? So saying you're talking about like counter striking and that sort of thing.
Yeah, essentially.
Absolutely. You know, do you have any goals for this fight? Obviously, you want to win. Are
Yeah.
you looking for a finish, or are you just gonna try and win at any means possible?
I mean, for this fight, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking to win, whether it's a knockout or submission. We go to full 15, doesn't matter to me. I'm just ready to show the improvements in all areas of the fight and just go out there and just do what I do best.
I'm 100% certain that will happen. You know, thank you so much for your time, Rico. I really enjoyed talking to you, man. Have a great night.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck in your fight. We're all going to be tuning in, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.